You ever hear the sound of betrayal? For me, it came with a jingle, bright, cheerful, and completely out of place. I've lived in the same sleepy neighborhood for 10 years. It's the kind of place where the mailman waves, lawns are mowed like clockwork, and you know when the Johnsons get a new garden gnome because it makes the front page of the community bulletin. My wife, Dana, and I moved here after our wedding. She loved the peace. I loved her smile. Lately, though, that smile had been changing. Slipping. Becoming something I didn't quite recognize. It started subtly. Texts she wouldn't let me see, quick showers after, errands, and that odd way she'd stare out the window around 4 p.m., like she was waiting for something. I chalked it up to stress. We'd both been working longer hours, me with my IT job from home, Dana with her freelance design gigs. But something was missing between us. Conversations became small talk. Hugs became habitual. Still, I told myself, couples go through slumps. Then the ice cream truck started coming. It rolled down our street every afternoon like clockwork, blasting those whimsical, tinny tunes that belonged in a child's world. But we didn't have kids. And Dana, who always claimed she was watching her sugar, suddenly started buying treats. Every single day. It took me a while to put things together. I mean, who suspects an ice cream truck driver? But last Friday, I decided to stay home from work without telling Dana. I wanted to surprise her with lunch. Maybe take a walk together, reconnect. I pulled into the driveway just as the truck rounded the corner, music playing. I expected to find her inside working. Instead, I saw her on the front porch in a sundress I hadn't seen in years, one I remembered vividly because of how it clung to her in all the right places. She was barefoot, hair tied up like she used to when we first dated. She looked different, radiant, hungry. The truck parked directly in front of our house, as if drawn by gravity. And then he stepped out. He was younger than me, tan, fit, and way too confident for someone selling bomb pops out of a freezer. They didn't talk much. She walked down the steps, and he met her halfway. My heart began pounding before anything even happened. Then they kissed. Not a peck. Not a friendly, "Thanks for the fudge bar," smooch. A kiss that spoke of weeks, maybe months, of heat and secrecy. Right there, in full view of the entire block. I didn't get out of the car. I couldn't. My hands clenched the steering wheel, white-knuckled. I wanted to honk, shout, break something. But I didn't. I just sat and watched as she leaned into him, like she used to lean into me, her laughter carrying across the yard. They didn't notice me. Not at first. It wasn't until he reached into the back of the truck and handed her a small wrapped cone, her favorite, no doubt, that she looked up and locked eyes with me. She froze. And that smile, the one I hadn't seen in months, melted off her face like ice cream on asphalt. I didn't get out of the car. Not right away. I just sat there, staring through the windshield, while Dana stood on the lawn holding her stupid waffle cone like it was a ticking time bomb. The ice cream truck guy, Jake or Josh or whatever the hell his name was, finally noticed me. His posture stiffened, but he didn't back away from her. He had that look. The one men wear when they think they've won something. When they believe they're the better man just because they've had your wife in ways you never saw coming. I opened the car door slowly. Not dramatic, not theatrical. Just enough for the sound to break whatever illusion Dana was still clinging to. She took a cautious step toward me, her lips parting like she had something to say, like there was a way to explain this. "Eli, don't." My voice came out calm. Too calm. It was the kind of tone that meant the anger hadn't hit its peak yet. That I was still sorting through the ruins of what used to be my life. Jake didn't move. He was standing there like he belonged in my front yard, like the world wouldn't shatter if he breathed wrong. Dana glanced at him, and that told me everything I needed to know. Was it worth it? I asked. My eyes never left hers. I didn't mean for it to go this far, she whispered. Go how far? The driveway? The lawn? How many miles did this truck have to drive before you realized what you were doing? She looked away. That was her tell. She always did that when she lied. I used to think it was endearing, her way of avoiding confrontation. But now I saw it clearly. She couldn't face what she'd done. How long? I asked. Dana swallowed. A few weeks. I nodded. And you chose our home, right in front of the house where we built everything. It wasn't like that. Oh, it was exactly like that. The only difference is, I was stupid enough to think we were still okay. Jake stepped forward then, like he thought he had some kind of role in this. Look, man. You don't talk, I snapped, turning toward him. You park your little clown car on someone else's street from now on. You don't show your face here again. His jaw tightened, but he didn't push it. Dana reached for my arm, and I stepped back. No. You don't get to touch me. You don't get to soften this. Her face twisted like she was about to cry, but no tears came. Maybe she'd already cried them all in the back of that truck. I thought we were drifting, she said. You've been so distant lately. That's what marriage is sometimes. It gets hard. You don't fix it by handing yourself over to the ice cream man. Silence fell. Jake walked back to his truck, slammed the door shut, and the jingle started again. That same cheery tune, now grotesque, filling the air like a mocking laugh. He drove off slowly, like he expected her to chase after him. She didn't. Instead, she stood there on the lawn, cone still melting in her hand, dripping onto the grass like the pieces of our life that couldn't be picked up. I need you to pack a bag, I said finally. You can stay with your sister. I don't care where. Just not here. Her mouth opened like she might argue, but she didn't. She nodded. And then she walked into the house, the door shutting behind her like a final punctuation mark. I sat on the porch for a long time, listening to the silence after the music faded. No birds. No neighbors. Just the soft drip of a cone that never got eaten, and a marriage that never saw the warning signs. Funny how betrayal can look like something so harmless. A song from a truck. A smile from a wife. A moment when you realize you were never standing on solid ground. Just ice. And it's all melting.